How's it going today, guys? This is Brandon, one half of the Football Frame of Mind podcast, man. I'm so glad to be back. I'm sorry we didn't have an upload last week. We've been trying to make sure we get shorts out. We just had some things with conflicting schedules, so we do apologize for that. But today's going to be one heck of an episode. It's just going to be me today. But we're going to start getting into some NFL mock draft projections. But hey, before we get into that, let's give credit to some of our sponsors, man. First of all, we're going to give credit to Off the Ball Network, man. So grateful and thankful for them letting us use their platform. Bunch of really good content creators over there. If you love anything sports, whether it be football, basketball, baseball, hockey, racing, pretty much everything under the sun. They have podcasts, they have discussions, open discussions, all kinds of things. They're all over Twitter, they're all over YouTube, everything like that. So definitely check out Off the Ball Network for all of your sports needs, as well as our other sponsor going to be BetUS. BetUS being one of the oldest sports books on the market, man. They've got all of your needs, just like Off the Ball Network, whether it be horse racing, boxing, football, basketball, all of that good stuff. We're going to have a link in the description. Make sure that we can get you guys set up with some free bets with BetUS. I know that football season over with, but obviously we're still in the middle of basketball, and baseball is going to be rolling out here pretty soon. So definitely check that out. Check out BetUS for all of your sports gambling needs, as well as if you're struggling with any kind of sports gambling addictions, definitely check them out. They can help take care of that with you as well. But like I said before, we're doing some NFL mock draft projections. We're going to see how this goes. I'm going to be doing the first 10 picks, just going into some of these teams and who I think they're going to be taking. And next week, if me and Cam are both able to be on here, then we'll make sure we do an entire first round mock draft where we alternate picks and kind of just see where the dominoes fall, what players go where. If for some reason I have to go back on here and do it myself, I'll probably just do the next 10 picks and then so on. And I'll just keep revising our mock draft until we come up with our final mock draft before the NFL draft actually happens. But let's get this started. The 2024 NFL Draft, a huge quarterback class, a really good quarterback class, really good at receiver, offensive line, and they have some really good defensive players in this draft as well. But let's get down to the nitty-gritty, man. In the 2024 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears hold the first pick. And with the first pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, I have the Chicago Bears selecting Caleb Williams, quarterback, USC. So when I have them picking Caleb Williams, I'm just going to do this draft we're not doing any trades or anything crazy. We're just going to go straight down draft order. And me having them take Caleb Williams is pretty much with the impression that Chicago is going to trade Justin Fields. Now, personally, I don't think Justin Fields should be traded. I feel like you just continue to build around him. They have plenty of people in the draft that you can build around him and really build a really good squad. But for time's sake, we're just going to assume they trade Justin Fields. They take Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams, crazy arm talent, tons of potential. Obviously, you have some made possible character issues, things like that. But I mean, look, you're going off of potential alone. The guy's been the consensus #1 pick for quite some time. And there's been talk of him maybe falling. We never know. But if I'm going to bank on it, if Chicago trades Justin Fields, I'm going to go out on a limb and say they're going to pick Caleb Williams with the intention that they can get the most out of his potential and possibly have a much higher ceiling with him as their quarterback compared to Justin Fields. Now, we're going to move on to pick 2. With the second pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Washington Commanders select Drake May, quarterback, North Carolina. So, you already have one quarterback off the board. Commanders are looking to get their franchise guy, new ownership, new coaching staff, all that good stuff. I see Washington taking a chance on another North Carolina quarterback. Drake May be one of, if not the most pro-ready quarterback in this draft. I know his season, this past season, maybe not been as good as his previous season, but the guy's a gamer, man. Cam said it himself. He's a playmaker. The guy can make all the throws. He can make all the reads. He's a heck of a leader. He's a great locker room presence, and he can make plays with his feet. He can roll out the pocket, make all the throws, get your team some positions to win. I think Drake May's a winner. And I don't see much of a better fit to come with this new regime of coaching and this new ownership than Drake May, man. I mean, he can really galvanize his teammates, and I think he could really transition well to the next level. Possible Rookie of the Year, kind of like how I picked C.J. Stroud to be Rookie of the Year last year. Drake May going to Washington could be a good situation for him, and it could be a good situation for the Commanders moving forward. Now, this is the pick that I've looked the most forward to. As you guys know, I am a New England Patriots fan. We have a lot of needs, whether it be You could maybe improve the offensive line. You could go a skill position. But most important position we've been speaking about is the quarterback position. Mac Jones and Bailey Zappi are not getting it done. So if I'm going to go out with that, with the third pick in this year's NFL draft, New England Patriots select Jayden Daniels, quarterback, LSU. I think this is a match made in heaven. I think New England needs to move away from the prototypical quarterbacks they've had. Obviously, you had Tom Brady for the longest time. You tried to recreate that with Mac Jones. You had a little experience with Cam Newton in between. You're coming in with a new coaching staff in Gerard Mayo. You got a new offensive coordinator, new defensive coordinators. I think Jayden Daniels is a really good fit there. Obviously, Caleb Williams is off the board now. Drake May is off the board now. Jayden Daniels could really bring you that just electricity you need on offense, man. He's vastly improved as a passer. He's definitely improved on his decision making. He has his legs at his disposal. He runs all over the place. It's hard to contain a guy like that. He could end up being like a Lamar Jackson, if not better. You never know. His passing ability has really improved. Being able to run around, make plays, roll out the pocket, and throw a ball on a dime down the field, it really benefits, especially with a new coaching staff, just like how the Commanders have. Gerard Mayo, and then we're going to want to get up on the right foot. I think this could be a really good fit. I'm not saying they could have a great transition like the Texans had with DeMeco Ryans and Stroud, but I think Gerard Mayo and Jayden Daniels could be a really good marriage that could really set them up for years to come. Now, with the fourth pick in this year's NFL draft, the Arizona Cardinals select Marvin Harrison Jr., wide receiver, The Ohio State University. Arizona recently made a commitment to Kyler Murray. They gave him an extension, so they are set on him at quarterback. I think they need a number one receiver. They haven't truly ever recovered since they pretty much let go of DeAndre Hopkins. They have Hollywood Brown. They don't have a whole lot of other weapons, to be completely honest with you. They have James Conner, a running back. I think Marvin Harrison comes in and is automatically your solidified number one. He's crazy athletic. His catch radius is insane. He can catch dang near anything. And with a quarterback like Kyler that likes to roll out and make plays with his feet and improvise, busted plays will happen. Harrison will get open and Kyler will just drop it in a bucket right there to him. I think that the Cardinals are trending in the right direction. I think they're still a few years away from being a really good team in the NFC. But I think pairing him with Kyler could really be good because Kyler Murray is still relatively young. You don't have to worry about DeAndre Hopkins being older in age. You get a young stud at receiver that you can pair with for years to come, and you can use the draft to continue to build on the offense and defense. And, hey, you might have a contender here in another 2-3 years. But I've got Marvin Harrison Jr. to the Cardinals. Now, this is where things there's a lot of teams, not even there's a lot of teams. This could go any kind of way, but I'm going to let you know where I stand. So, with the fifth pick in this year's NFL draft, the LA Chargers select Brock Bowers, tight end from the University of Georgia. Now, a lot of people have Joe Alt or some other offensive lineman going to the Chargers because they want to protect Justin Herbert. And I get that. You're coming in with a brand new head coach in Jim Harbaugh. You want to protect your quarterback. You want to set him up. You don't want to get him injured. You want to be setting yourself up for success. But any other draft or circumstance, I'd say, yeah, go with tackle, solidify your offensive line, protect Justin Herbert. But when you have a monster like Brock Bowers on the board, he's fallen all the way to 5, you're probably not bringing Mike Williams back. You've got Quentin Johnson you drafted last year. You've still got an older, aging Keenan Allen. You've still got Austin Eckler for the time being, I think, unless his contract expired. Dude, go for Brock Bowers. It's an awesome weapon. Jim Harbaugh loves tight ends. Brock Bowers would be a match made in heaven with Justin Herbert and Jim Harbaugh. He would automatically make a huge impact. I just see Rob Gronkowski all over this or Travis Kelce all over this. Like, this guy, he's deceptively fast, really good hand, and he is strong as nails. I think he's a plug-and-play and really helps this Chargers offense go to the next level. I've got Brock Bowers to the Chargers. Now, this is where things really shake up. With the 6th pick in this year's NFL draft, the New York Giants select Michael Penix Jr., quarterback, University of Washington. Crazy, I know. A lot of people don't have Penix going this high. A lot of people have him kind of right on the edge of the top 10, which is realistic. But the Giants could go receiver here. They could go with some other positions of need as well. But, man, I just feel like Penix could really be that guy for the future. If you're still not fully sold on Daniel Jones, especially they paid him after a pretty good year last year. Comes into this year, he looks like he completely resorted back to old tendencies, turning the ball over, not protecting the ball, just putting his team in positions where they can't win. He got injured, and that offense was really stagnant. I think Michael Penix is another one of those guys who is really pro-ready. Since his time in Indiana, he's drastically improved on his passing game, and he showed last year he can make plays and he can get the job done. I think he'd be a really good fit with Brian Daboll. Brian Daboll could have his quarterback that he's drafted. Obviously, you still need to get skill positions in there for offense, but I mean, this draft is deep with receiver and skill position players. So I don't necessarily think that you lose if you take a quarterback here. Because, yeah, you could go Rome Odunze here. You could go Malik Neighbors here. You could go any other guys. But I feel like I'm not sold on Daniel Jones right now. And what happens if you go another year and Daniel Jones is even worse? Now, at least you get Michael Penix in here. Let Daniel Jones do his thing. If he starts to tank, you can trade him at the end of the season, in the offseason, dump off his contract, and now you're back on a rookie scale contract with a guy who is more promising and has a much higher ceiling for your team and your offense. Now we move on to pick number 7. With the 7th pick in this year's NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Joe Alt, offensive tackle, Notre Dame. This is a huge area of need for the Titans. So you've seen they finally, they've given the keys to the car to Will Levis, and he showed promise, but that offensive line is doing a hard job of trying to protect him. He took a lot of hits. Now, he's not a quarterback to just whimper up. He takes hits. He's tough, but you need to protect him before he starts experiencing injury issues and things like that. A lot of people have them going with skill position and receiver here. I think you need to shore up your offensive line. Like I said before, this draft has a lot of receiver talent. I think you take Joe Alt here. He's questionably the best tackle in the draft. You secure your offensive line. You continue to build that up and protect your quarterback. And then later in the draft, you can always go with other skill positions as well. I've got the Titans going Joe Alt from Notre Dame. Now, with the 8th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, I have the Atlanta Falcons selecting Dallas Turner, edge from Alabama. A lot of people are going to scratch their head. Atlanta needs help on defense. The last 3 drafts, they've taken skill position players on offense, being Drake London, Kyle Pitts, and Bijan Robinson. They do need quarterback really bad, but you really need to help this defense. And I think Dallas Turner is a real plug and play, really good edge rusher with tons of potential, high ceiling, can really help galvanize and get this defense together. You have Jesse Bates over there. You have plenty of good players with Terrell as well at corner. I think the Dallas Turner is a really good fit. I think Atlanta can get away with, if they want to take a quarterback, you don't have to take one in round 1. You have good quarterbacks that are probably going to fall at the first round. Like Bo Nix could fall. There's plenty of guys that I feel like could be a project quarterback for them. You could draft a guy. It doesn't have to be your day 1 starter. You could bring Ritter back, or maybe you could bring another journeyman in, or somebody you want to experiment with just to see, like a bridge quarterback, and just wait and see. Because say if you take Bo Nix in the 2nd round, or whoever it is, you bring a veteran in, you can let him play this year, let the rookie quarterback sit behind them, he can learn, get experience. Then if you want to move forward with him going into the season after, then hey, cool, you've improved your defense. Now you have a rookie second-year quarterback who's ready to go. And you have tons of weapons. Like I said, Bijan, Drake London, Kyle Pitts, you're ready to go. That's who I have the Falcons taking at number 8. Now, this is kind of where I've kind of wrestled back and forth with some of these position players and stuff, but I feel like I have an idea of where they're going to go. So the 9th pick in the draft, the Bears have it. They took Caleb Williams with the 1st pick. With the 9th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, I've got the Chicago Bears taking Malik Neighbors, wide receiver, LSU. You traded Justin Fields to get Caleb Williams. Cool. You're back on a rookie scale contract. You have a quarterback. You have a huge potential quarterback in Caleb Williams. And if it works out, dude, you struck gold. You did really good with your draft pick. You didn't pass on anybody up like you did with Patrick Mahomes. So you got Caleb Williams. You went out last year and got DJ Moore from the Panthers. But I don't know if he's your true number 1. I feel like you need to get him some more weapons. You go out, you get Malik Neighbors, who even Malik Neighbors has been projected to go higher than Marvin Harrison Jr. And there's another guy, Roma Dunze, who could possibly get taken as pick. But I think Malik Neighbors is a really good fit. He's dynamic. He's a playmaker, got great hands, good route runner, and he just knows how to get the ball in his hands and make plays, man. I think Malik Neighbors would be a really good fit. And I feel like with you taking Caleb Williams at number 1, I feel like you need to get his future number 1, his ride or die, his Batman and Robin guy with him, that I really think could help this offense gel and score a lot of points, whether it be this year or over the next couple of years. So I've got the Chicago Bears going Malik Neighbors from LSU. Now, with the 10th pick, the New York Jets are on the clock. They have a couple of positions of need. They could surely improve at offensive tackle, I feel like, to help protect Aaron Rodgers, because, I mean, you're probably going to be rolling with Aaron Rodgers for the next couple of years. He's older, coming off an Achilles injury. You could go offensive tackle, or you could go with receiver here. You could get another good weapon to go on the other side of Garrett Wilson. You've got Breece Hall in the backfield. And yes, I feel like you could go offensive tackle here. But just like receiver, I feel like they have I would say they have a plethora of offensive tackles, offensive linemen in this draft that you could take. So with the 10th pick in this year's NFL draft, I have the New York Jets selecting Roma Dunze, wide receiver, University of Washington. So if Odunze wouldn't be on the board right now, if Neighbors, him, and Harrison were all off the board, I would probably be having the Jets going with Fashanu, I think, offensive tackle from Penn State. But I just feel like Odunze is just he's a huge pick. Like other receivers in this draft, like you can pass on him. Like you can get somebody else, but this guy's a real playmaker. He could take a top off of defense, man. His catch radius is crazy. And he can damn near get anything you need him to. Big play receiver, take a top off of the defense, like I said before. I think he really helps expand your offense, especially with the Jets, man, because Garrett Wilson's really good. But having another deep threat with Odunze, like that could really help give your team a good push, especially if you make the playoffs, be able to compete with teams like the Chiefs, the Bills, the Bengals, the Ravens, the Browns. Like you're going to need another really good guy to throw the ball to. Although, like I said, you could go offensive tackle and protect Aaron Rodgers, but I feel like with him still on the board, with Odunze still on the board, I feel like you have to take him. Best player available, I feel like you need to go with him. Give Aaron Rodgers another solid receiver to throw the ball to. Then you can go throughout the second, third round, so on. Build your offensive line, protect him. Now your offense is set, solidified, and ready to go going into the 2024 season. But, like I said, that's who I have in my top 10. I've got Caleb Williams to the Bears, Drake May to the Commanders, Jaden Daniels to the Patriots at 3. Got Marvin Harrison Jr. to the Cardinals, Brock Bowers to the Chargers. We've got Michael Penix to the Giants. I've got Joe Alt to the Tennessee Titans, Dallas Turner to the Atlanta Falcons. I've got the Bears with their second pick of the first round. I've got Malik Neighbors going to Chicago, with Roma Dunze going to the New York Jets to finish out the top 10. That's who I have. And like I said, this is not my final mock. I'm definitely going to have revisions, especially as we go through the combine and pro days, all that good stuff. Definitely we'll be moving guys around. But as of right now, guys, this is going to be my projected top 10 mock for this year's NFL draft. I hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me, man, drop a comment below, brother. Like, tell me, like, who do you guys think is going number 1? Do you think the Bears are going to trade Justin Fields? Do you think the Bears are going to trade out of number 1? Do you think the Commanders try to get into that first spot? Do you think the Patriots go with a quarterback? Do you think the Chargers go offensive line? Do you think they go with Brock Bowers? I mean, there are so many crazy scenarios that could happen. Do you think Caleb Williams could fall outside the top 5? Do you think Caleb Williams could fall outside the top 10? Drop a comment below. We love your feedback. We love the discussions, and we would love to hear your perspective, because sometimes they enlighten us to be able to see things from a different side. And hey, might end up encouraging us to change our mock a bit as well. But like I said, if we're both able to be on here next week, we'll do a full 32 pick alternating mock draft on the channel. If not, then I'll go back and I'll do picks 11 through 20, 11 through 21, whatever the case may be. And we'll just roll with that. But man, thank you guys for watching this video. If you like this kind of content and you are not subscribed, man, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Like this video. If you like this kind of pro content, college content, things like that, drop a comment below. And man, if you're already subscribed, don't forget to hit that bell notification so you never miss a beat. Whether we drop a video, short, community posts, announcements, anything. You hit that button. You make sure you will not miss anything from us going forward. Thanks again to our sponsors. Thank you guys for all the people subscribed at this point. We're over 17,000, almost to 18,000 subscribers. So thank you. We are so grateful. Me and Cam are so thankful to be in this situation, to be able to talk football with each other, to be able to talk football with you guys. It's an awesome opportunity. It's an awesome situation to be with you guys. Thank you guys so much. This is Brandon, one half of the Football Frame of Mind podcast, signing off, and you guys have a great